Oh, why is it still up there? Hey, hey. I'm trying to wait till everybody else come in. But if they come in, they do. They don't, they don't. I just want to have a small live about something I keep seeing on the damn internet. I'm tired of seeing. So I was scrolling on the internet. Hey, China. Hey, Donna. And I want to have this conversation because I understand what happened. Y'all know what happened to Sydney Star. You had Santana saying some nasty pedophile ass shit, and I agree. He should have never said any of that. Hey, Ty. And this is a conversation I want us to have because I'm starting to notice even Funky Dineva saying some child. Even that, right? But we have to be honest. The reason I titled it that live what it was because I want to know why does it keep linking to homosexualities, right? Like the LGBTQ community. I want to know why every time it happens it links, but we have seen and heard the things that Wig R Russ has done in charge and nothing is said. We have heard Boosie, and I have no problem with him, but let's be clear, use a prostitute woman who was in her 30s, have relations with his son who was a teenager at the time. Why do we, and there are women who prey on children. There are women who prey on children. And I want to know, I mean, we talk about Big Mama all the time and not Big Mama in a good way. So why is it when it comes to the LGBTQ that is, oh, they the most, let me explain something, okay? Growing up, I think I want to blame it on what happens stays in this house so you don't tell nobody. That's what I want to blame it on. Growing up, I have heard young girls who were groomed into dating men older than them. Groomed. And it was always, you're fast. Oh, she just fast. She just smelling herself. That was never the case. There was an issue going on that nobody would even talk about. I would see young girls be 15 to 17 date men who are in their 20s and 30s. I have a personal story I can share. I was yeah, that's how it was. I'll never forget. I was like 16, 17 years old. And that was his man. He was actually almost 40. And he tried to talk to me. Now me, I knew I've learned from men how to have a conversation. Not I never took anything far with nobody. I never did any of that. And this before I met my high school sweetheart. I was like 15. I say 15 and 17. And I told my friend the guy name, and she was like, "No, like that man about 40 years old." I say, "Oh, really?" Now, what pissed me off in my young brain, already I was pissed. I say, "So this motherfucker lied to me about his age. He told me he was 18. That's another thing. And then you told me, and now I'm finding out. All right, bet." So I told my mama. My mama heard it, and my mom was like, "I'm gonna say something." I say, "No, no, no. I'm going to say something." She was like, "What are you gonna do?" I say, "If I need you and to go left, call me." Right? I say, "I'm gonna say something." She say, "Malish, don't do something where I gotta." I say, "No." I say, "Can you trust me?" She say, "I trust you." I was like 15 going on 16, something like that. So I told her to stand by the door because the door was you can't see, right? So I just told her to stand there. So he was like, I asked him, I say, so how old are you really? And he was like, oh man, I'm 18. I say, yeah. He say, you won't, and I had a big dog named Bear. So I took Bear off the leash out the back. We had like a screen in porch. So I took Bear. Now, if I held him on the side, you can't see. So I was like, since you want to lie and play and you want to be a pedo, I got my dog over here. And I'm finna sick his ass on you. Lie again. So I said, he was like, why you holding your arm like that? Why you standing like that? No reason. I say, so how old are you? He was like, "Oh man, I'm 18." I said, "No, you're not. You're 38." He was like, "Who told you that?" I said, "Don't worry about that." I say, "So you want to play?" He kept trying to lie and play. Y'all know I almost let that dog loose to get his ass. That nigga ran off. I said, "Don't ever come back." I said, "The moment you come back over here, I'm gonna let him tear you up. I'm gonna let him tear you up." Now, Bear was a Rottweiler and German Shepherd mix. I'm gonna let him tear you up. And I say this to say that man was preying on young girls. He would lie and tell young girls that they were 18. And I knew something was off because the conversations we would have, it was just on the phone. But he knew where I lived because, it's a little area around there. He knew where because he saw me. But the conversation that we had on the phone, I knew something wasn't right then because he kept trying to rush into stuff. I wasn't, I didn't lose my virginity till I was 20, going on 21. But he kept trying to rush into stuff. And I would just listen because I was always taught by my OGs, by my cousins, by the men in my family. It's important to listen when a man talk because you don't know their intentions. Let them talk so you can see where they're trying to lead you. The fact was he preyed on a lot of girls. Nobody said anything. There were, hey, CC Life, people who would go to church who were pedophiles, pedos, and they'll be in the church. They'll be in the church. I want people to stop labeling because people are homosexual that there are homosexuals who are not pedophiles, who are not pedos. I gotta say pedos. There are some that are. There are people in the church that are. There are some people that are not pedophiles. There are people in schools. There are some people that are not pedophiles. There are people in this administration, in the White House, and there are some people that are not. We gotta be honest. We have seen this. It does not have a gender, a race, skin tone, whatever your religious beliefs, it don't matter. There are pedos everywhere. We talk about Olivia a lot, and we can't sit here and say that when we talk about it, that's why I say sometimes it's predatorial behavior. And I think a lot of people are not paying attention because I was hearing, and I want to say this to the straight men. I need y'all to start straight men and women, start holding non-LGBTQ community people accountable who are being pedos. It's a lot of babying and soothing. And I feel like, Jesus, I got to say this and I hate to say it. White supremacy has trained us into who to choose and to pick that go against the grain, right? Um, they make sure to show every bad side, but when it's their bad side, they want acceptance, they want grievance, they want sympathy. And instead of holding accountable all around the board, it's a pick and choose. Um, and it's another thing I learned that I'm having a discussion later, and it's about black women being blamed for children. I'm not understanding, but we gotta stop with the blaming of who to blame, and we gotta hold accountable. We have to hold the dead. First, let's say this: we have to hold the predators accountable, no matter. And we also have to hold the deadbeat mother and fathers, because it's different races, accountable. We have to. At some point, we got to stop sitting here with the pointing fingers instead of just saying, okay, this is an issue. No child should feel unsafe. No child should feel like, I'm gonna have to turn my AC off in a minute. No child should feel like, because I don't know why it's doing that. I guess it's been running, it's too hot. No child should feel like they don't have a safe space. And there are women who would choose their man over their child, regardless of that man. And men know that. There are predators that know that. When I get my what you call it fix, I'm gonna find that video. I might record it for y'all and send it, put it on my short. But I remember talking about how when we talked about Olivia being a predator's dream, right? And this woman, she's a therapist, and she had clients that are unalivers, predators, and all of that. So therapists, they take on people who are not in jail, and people that are, right. And in the therapy, she said one of her therapy sessions had shocked her, and she said, "Women, I want you to be mindful and careful, because even men, be mindful and careful, because there are people who think like this that will prey on you to get to your children. And if you side with them, because they look at how you treat your children, right? So if they know you don't pay attention to your kids, if they know that you don't be around your kids, or you're too busy. Hey, gossipy giggles, you too busy, or you don't have time, or I live for my kid. Like one of them parents, oh, if my man say he don't want the kids around, I'm gonna go ahead and not be. People like you gotta pay attention to that, because those are the ones that prey on you. They watch how you are as a parent, and then what they do, y'all, they'll watch you for, you don't know how long they watch, right? She said her client sat there and told her he would watch how he pick his victims who were children. He watched the mothers. He watched the mother's routine. He watched and pay attention how easy the mothers are. He watched and pay attention how they treat their children. He watched and pay attention what they do. He does all of that. He watched for a little bit, so he preys on them and watch. And then he gets to know them. And if they are willingly able to give him attention or to be nice, that's when he starts to move in. That's when he starts to slither in, and then he start watching more so he can find an outlet to get to the victim. You would be amazed, very amazed how people do those things. This does not matter if you're gay, straight, black, white, Hispanic, Indian, whatever. You will be amazed. And it don't matter if you're a man or a woman. People have predatory behavior. Even when, let's be honest, men and women do, right? If a woman got a settlement, he ain't think about that woman before. He ain't worrying about that woman. But if that woman, just like we talk about some women who are coming up off these men, predatory behavior is real, and it's more out there now than it was before, because we have to be honest. Look at the leader we have over this country. That man ain't got to pay that woman millions of dollars for no reason. Look at this administration. And when I get my laptop back Tuesday, I'm gonna set up a thing where we discuss it as well, because I am gonna do the Nolan update and stuff this week. But Tuesday, I will show y'all all them that is sitting there judging your life have some kind of deviant predatory behavior before they got into them seats. You would be surprised. I talked about one and he stepped down because of the fact is that he took a young girl he met offline at 17 years old, got her a passport at 18, told her she was 18, said she was 18, and took her out the country for the weekend. She was only 17 years old with his friend who was in the office as well. Y'all will be surprised. Hmm. Oh, it's a lot more. It's a lot more. Hunter ain't come out here and say that for no reason. He ain't lying. When he said that all of them are nasty, he ain't lying. Hunter ain't lie. I seen it. I read it. It's court document. It's public record. Read it. Yep. And they want the daughters, and then you'll have predators be the family. Yep. Absolutely. And that's another thing. I wanted to talk about it because I saw a man on here. He was like, "Oh, y'all not gonna hold Saucy or Sydney accountable. Y'all gonna be quiet." And everybody was like, "We've been holding anybody, accountable for the longest." Just like, you got some uncles and that are still in the family. Just like you got some brothers that still come around the family. When I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna talk about old girl next week, but I have to be we finna keep it a buck. When you sit here and you have somebody in the family who is doing this type of stuff that have a charge and it's been proven, yes, there's going to be somebody else in the family that think it's okay to do that because that's what you allowed in your family. I think people got to understand boundaries. Listen, I get it. I used to be that person that's still your mom and that's still your daddy. But now that I went to therapy and learned boundaries and learned some things, and I have family members that I don't even talk because I was taught the same thing. Well, that's still your aunt, that's still your uncle. That it I No, we got to throw that away. Because at some point, if you are that, why did you feel like it was okay to hurt me? Why did you get the thought in your mind to hurt me? You know what I'm saying? Why was that okay for you? Hold on. My sister was out. Hold on. Why is that okay for you? Because my thing is this. Why was that okay? That's not okay. I don't care. Y'all act like he robbed a bank or something. No, I got touched on. My mental is not okay. Every time I come around this person, I'm scared. So I'm supposed to be okay. No, it don't work that way. Or because somebody auntie touched on them, I'm supposed to be okay. No, it don't. You know what I'm saying? It don't work that way. And a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, why can't y'all hold?" Let me say this to the people that saying hold them accountable. We finna be honest today. Y'all didn't hear when these women tell your children to get married and have relations to have babies as teenagers. Y'all didn't say a darn thing. Y'all didn't say when that man with the squeaky voice that like to sniff lines off toilets, who now eating sauerkraut and tell y'all what to eat, sat here and said that young girls, young children, and telling women who are predatorial, young children at certain ages have a high levels of having children with them. Y'all didn't say nothing then. And they're telling the world to go make babies with young children. They're telling young girls, skip college, get married to an older man. And these women got married in their 30s. And like go have babies. Cook for him. Oh, the one in the office with the funny voice, the shaky voice, he said that. He sure did. I promise you he did. He said that. Yes, he did, Gossip and Giggles. Go look it up. He said it. He sure did. I say what? Charlie, Erica Kurt. I forgot the other girl name, and it's another lady. They all work with TP USA. They told the young girls that they knew then at a young age they would have children at a young age and be married. They said that it is okay to sit around a table and tell your teenagers that they can be married and have kids. They ain't saying nothing about an education. They didn't say graduate college, get to know yourself. They said they want them to have, if she said if she could have had a conversation at 16 or 17 with her parents at the dinner table to have children, she would have had kids. I promise you. I promise you. They're pushing our children to be a prop because they're no, let's be honest, ain't that many people pregnant in this goddamn economy. Hey Lisa, ain't nobody pregnant like that. Ain't no, we don't see no babies like that. We really not. I don't care how many baby showers we not really much. Cause we can't afford it. So to sit here and tell young kids, hey Lynn, to have children and marry old men or old women to make babies is wild. It's wild. I was listening to Bonnie Blue and she say it's consequences of that. And I said, yeah. But don't nobody want to talk about that. But when it comes to something they don't like, oh man, y'all let that slide. No, it's not letting it slide. We have been talking about this for months, for days. We've been talking about how people are using children for months and days, for a while now. Hey, why y'all sitting here using these kids to be parents? Like, what's going on? Why y'all forcing these kids? These kids be like, hell no, we want to go to college. We here, it's fun. And shout out to College Hill, cause that's all these shows about college. The Parkers they replaying. If you notice, they're playing Different World again. The Cosby Show that's about going to college or some of the kids' college experiences. You got College Hill. What happened? They went to college. You had all these sitcoms and stuff and TV shows that show what it's like going to have fun in college. These kids are seeing that because they're replaying them and they're like, oh wow, I want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to do that. Oh my God. Then you got them talking to people in college. Man, they get to do this. They have dorms. Then they go to apartments and it's self-sufficient. I get an education. I get to find out who I am. That's what it is about. Like, they're like, okay. So now that the kids are seeing that, oh, wait a minute. That's what they focus on. They don't want to give us no babies. The last time y'all seen a 16 and pregnant, you know how many years ago that was? Excuse me. You know how many years ago that was? When the last time, the reason why Teen Mom is no longer, because that's not what's going on anymore. It wasn't because they wanted to happen. The reason why they showed them shows was they wanted to show, hey, a teen mom is hard. Like, come on. It's not there. Do something else. Most of these girls don't even end up with their dads. They go and move on. You know, go to college, do something. And that's what happens. And that's what happened. Most of them girls are not with the dads. Did they go to college? Some of them did. They use that show to go to college and do whatever. But most of them, no. So I want us to understand, if we see a young girl acting more mature and being a certain way, or a young man, can we normalize asking them, is they okay, and having conversations? Because trust me, 9 times out of 10, something going on at home and the mother is working a lot to never be home. And we have to normalize that. See, she's doing a lot and she's trying to and she can't. Bills got to be paid. Food got to be put on the table. Rent has to be paid. And I want us to normalize talking to our children and seeing where their minds are. Because trust me, I talk to my teenagers all the time. We have conversations. And when they get home today, we're going to have conversations. And I also let them know to be care. I have taught them, hey, it's some people out here that won't mind grooming you at a young age. They don't mind dating you at this age. They don't mind. They'll tell you they're older. They don't mind. But we gotta stop saying, "Oh, well, it's a home." Listen, I said this under a post. I think it was Lady Couture. Shout out to her. I said I want people to normalize that it doesn't matter your gender, your race, your belief. It don't matter. If you a pedo or a predator, you a pedo or a predator. That's just what it is. Nobody said nothing when Boosie sat there and used his son. I thought that was weird as hell. Paid a prostitute because he thought his son was gonna be gay. A prostitute, a streetwalker, a streetwalker. Nobody said nothing with the pink lady wig. They be getting mad at me. How she running to God now, but she told when she sat there, and I'll pull it up. And she said that that lady daughter was lying about her brother. It come to find out the evidence was right there. Yeah. She said the little girl was lying because the mama taught her to lie. And she said that, she wanted to sit there and go with her brother because of who she is. She sure did. Oh, her ego was very big. Nobody saying nothing when folks out here saying that they grab them by the cootie cat and now they gotta pay $3.5 million. Ain't nobody saying nothing then. So it's like hold all of them accountable. Hold them all accountable. You gotta hold them all accountable. And I'm gonna say this. And because like I say, I'm not gonna talk about that BBL girl till Saturday, but I'm gonna say this. For parents to utilize a child that I'm finna be honest, because I was trying to hold it till Saturday, but I'm finna talk about it. BBL Brizzy son was there's some alleged allegations that he would try to prey on his, well, I'll say it this, I'm gonna try to keep it clean, prey on his sister, right? And the sister would not want to be around because of the brother. Now this came out and everybody got mad at the person that said it because they was like, oh, well, she felt confident in you. I understand that. But can we be honest? And I want to be real with y'all. I get both sides. I get why y'all say that should have never came out. I get it. But at the same time, can we stop making it quiet to save face? I don't think this was about the child per se, right? This was not about the child. It's about the child, but it really wasn't. It was a cry of saying, hey, pay attention to your kids. Let me say why. We've heard the things about BBL Breezy father. We have, okay? And I have said this before, and I've been trying to get into it, and I think I'm gonna do a separate live tonight about it because it's been heavy on me to talk about, but I want to use the right words, okay? We heard about BBL Breezy father. We heard about the things he's done. He's had some charges as well as being a predator. But nobody said anything. But when the false allegations came out against Robert, things were said. They gonna hate me. I'm gonna be dragged. I don't care. I gotta be honest. I'm just not a pick me woman. I'm sorry. I'm not male centered. Um, when I said earlier about the women who choose men over their children, the women that support her are those women. Nobody said, okay, on that side said, okay, that's concerning. I think we need to have a discussion. I'm concerned. I'm concerned as a not just a woman, but first of all, a black woman. Okay, hello, hello, you're raising a black child, bitch. I'm sorry, I gotta get up for a minute. You raising a black child, bitch. You should no, cause this is where black girls have the most insecurities at this age because the mother is not listening. Baby, you should be having a conversation instead of trying to fight everybody on the internet and go on the back end and try to no and use the first baby daddy to sit here to use the child, okay, that is being said accused, okay, to go against him. You should be talking to your daughter. You should be talking to your daughter, ho. I don't care. You should be talking to your daughter. Cut that internet off, cut that phone off, and talk. Take you and your daughter go out to eat, go have a conversation. Yeah, they need help. You should be talking to your daughter. First of all, forget all that. That is a serious allegation. That is serious. And if your daughter is around here dressing to cover up, I dress tomboy over insecurities. That is a sign that she does not feel comfortable with young men looking at her body as a object. She's not you. You need to have a conversation with your daughter to love and be insecure in herself. That is the first sign of something is wrong. If she don't want to go somewhere with everybody, that is another sign that something is wrong. You can't sit here and tell me. I remember I used to dress like that, and I finally came out to my mama about what almost happened to me. My mama had to build me back up because I felt like it was my fault. My mama wanted to be in love. My mama was like, girl, I'm not choosing no man over you. If that's what they tried to do, you need to tell me. The only reason why she found out because of my best friend. And then that's what she told my sister dad about what happened. And it wasn't him, but it was somebody else. And he was like, what? And he tried to find that man. Do you know my mama had to build me back up? Being torn down, being called at a young age about my weight, and it wasn't my fault because I had lung issues. I have had asthma really, really bad. So I had to get on steroids. I gained some weight. So she had to say, okay, we'll work out, do some. My cousins had to build me back up. She doesn't feel secure. She don't feel beautiful because she feels like she's being seen as a object. But you as her mother isn't you being looked at as an object, so you can't have a conversation with her to tell her not to be a damn object. You need to tell her, baby, if you want to dress good, it's okay to dress like that for you. If you want to wear that, it's okay. You're not fat, you're not fine. It's okay. We can work on that. Do you feel like, you gain too much, or do you feel like this and that? It's okay. We can work on that. But when it comes to the male children, you all dominance. But to your little girl, she don't exist. That is male centered as hell. That is male centered as hell. You give my son. How Jesse say it, my son. Oh, you can, like Jesse say, hey Steve, you can sit here and say your daughter a doctor. Oh, that's good. But my son, he's single, he's a lawyer. The fuck? Hello? She's an accomplishment too. Oh, my son, he play football, y'all. Yeah. Oh, my son. My son, yes, my son. Ooh, my son. Oh yeah, yeah, my daughter, yeah, she in the honor roll, she made straight A's, yeah, okay. But my sons, y'all, the fuck? Oh, we gonna talk about who it is, Steve. Oh, we definitely gonna talk about it this week. The hell? No, that's what it gives. It don't give my daughter and my best accomplishment, man. And don't come out here doing that shit now, cause I'm saying something. Oh, my daughter, man, she doing her third thing. She's so gorgeous. I tell her every day how beautiful she is, and we're working on that. It don't give that. It don't give that. And then to come out here and lie, have the oldest boy lie. First of all, let's talk to the father of the little girl, Mr. Sleepy. Let's talk to the father real quick before we get. I think I'm gonna do a separate live and we're gonna get more into it. You as a man is that has not been relevant or shown, you're already showing your daughter how she should be treated by another man. I'm so tired of y'all blaming the women. We gotta blame the daddies too. We gotta blame the daddies too. A little girl first love is her father. Her actual first best friend to be confided in and to talk to is the mother. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. We finna talk about it. Cause I just seen that today. And I think I'm gonna have a separate live about that too, what I saw today. I promise you. But a son's first love is the mother. Teaching him how to be a man and how to understand himself is the father. Them children don't have neither of that. We just being honest. Your his He should be covering his wife. Why is he covering his baby mama? That's a problem. And I would be divorcing today. Because they let me know as his wife, um, he's gonna choose her over me, but I'm the one that's upholding the household and being a wife and laying with him every night. But that's where he wanna be at. I'm okay. But for your answer, Steve, I feel like what I saw, so let's get into it because I'm finna end this live anyway, and we're gonna go deeper into the other topic I just talked about tonight in another one. I'm just gonna have to use my phone. But I saw this woman talking about black women were at fault when we all biologically know that black men and women do have relations to make babies. And it was a Hispanic man who came and said that he agreed with her about black women. That's the problem I have. And then there were black people agreeing. Here is the thing about culture vultures. They don't mind coming into the black community spaces to talk about our issues, but they will never talk about their community issues. They will never drag down and strip down what's going on in their community. Never. But when it comes to the black community, they love to barge in, strip the resources at black, but they don't want to be black for real. They don't want to be, dehumanized or looked at as, how can you say it? Looked at as how we're looked at, right? Um, and that to me is ridiculous. So why not? You want to be a part of it? Why not? Why not? That's just like a Nolan Wells friends. They didn't mind going to Nolan's house and eating Christine's cooking and being around the dad. But the moment that they getting held accountable and they won't want to know what happened to her son, oh, we're gonna talk about it. Like I said, we don't talk about it today. We're gonna talk about it Monday because I want to show y'all that interview with Officer Tatum. But they don't mind, they didn't mind sitting here bashing that woman. They don't give a damn. Yeah, they want to wear our clothes. They want to talk like us. They want to walk like us. They want to do our music. But when it comes to the issues, mute. They doing the Beyonce mute challenge. Everybody quiet. No, 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 no. Come talk. No, no, no. Step to the front. No. And to shout out to some of the people who that love the culture and they saying, hey, we get it if we don't come to the cookouts no more. We understand, but we not gonna not stop fighting for y'all. We got this. Y'all gonna sit down. The whole time protesting been going on, all majority of them white people that's going against the others, they was like, no, y'all don't need to protest. We got it. Go have a seat. You did enough. It's our time. This is what we set ourselves up for. And they tell us not to do it. Simple, simple. But I'm gonna end this live. I am going to come back. I know I'm gonna talk about Olivia apologizing. I might come back. I can't. I'm gonna find it and talk about it a little bit. I'm gonna watch a little bit more. I do want to watch it with y'all, but I can't. I don't know if we want to just talk about it. I'm gonna do a poll to see if y'all just want to talk about it, and I can add her into BBL Brizzy, or we can wait till I can show y'all. I mean, BBL Brizzy gonna be a topic anyway till Saturday. Either way it go, we gonna have it. But I might save the videos for Saturday with BBL Brizzy. But I do want to talk about that topic. I do want to talk about that topic as a mother. Um, I do think we should gatekeep Steve. I've been saying that. I understand people want to invite people to the cookout, but we gotta keep some things for ourselves. Cause every time we do allow people to come in and take something, they take it and then years later down the line, oh, they hate us. I think it's fair. And we have to be on, we gotta protect ourselves as a black community. And another thing with the black community before I get off of this, because I know we kind of rail off the topic, but we need to start educating ourselves more. Can we please stop normalizing having conversations without the education? Like, said not a thing. Like, let's be for real. We gotta start having conversations. Um, and the topic of black men versus black women is very old now when the black community is being targeted by this administration. The black community is looked at as trying to get jobs, people are strange fruits, being treated worthless, men trying to feed their family, women trying to feed their family. Everybody's trying to do something, and then it's like either you do it or shut up. Those conversations of black men versus black women are dead. It's dead. Black men is dead. It's gone. Those conversations, I keep telling, I have told some real pill men, hey, this conversation dead. I hope you know that. You're welcome. I got a feeling something finna come out, Steve. I already know. I feel it. When you ask me that, something finna pop out. I feel it. But we have to have those tough conversations. Another thing, I'm gonna do another live. We gonna have some informative lives when I get my laptop back about Dominicans. I'm gonna need y'all to come to the front when we get ready because y'all don't know y'all education and history either, just like the Haitians. Some, not all. Hey, hold on. I don't need y'all to jump down my throat. Don't go to the voodoo lady unless you heavily lose some weight. Put some money in my pocket, more money in my pocket too. But not all Haitians understand some because they blocked it out, right? Most Haitians know their history, period, when it comes to slavery. Some don't. And we need to normalize education. Let me tell you something. Us not knowing our history and deep diving when he snatched them books, them history books out these schools, are going to be our downfall in the future. If we don't know our place in our history, that will be our downfall in the future. Find out. And another thing, y'all want to know where SA came from? Right. Right. That exactly. I'm glad my son does too. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all what that normalizing of essay came from. Who did the essaying a lot? That's why I told y'all history is so important. Why y'all think they took them slavery books about slavery and all the information? Why y'all think they took them out? Think about it. Where do you think it came from? We are just a victims to our of what happened to us. Where do you think that came from? If you go back in history, we didn't hear nobody sitting here taking things from people until when? Slavery. And who did that? From men and from women. Who did that? Y'all gotta start, you gotta go deep. It goes deeper than that. Who did that? When I hear women say, oh, the wigs are LGBTQ, no, it's not. You gotta go deeper than that. In Egyptian times, when women wore wigs, it's because they had money. That was a luxury. The eyeliner, the makeup, Egyptian times, Hebrew times, as y'all like to call it, the Bible days, and we wore that over money. The reason why the Greeks hated us because women could sit with men as a they were looked at basically as, hey, they're your equal. It was never, we didn't get that, oh, they the bottom till from who? Y'all gotta go deeper than that. We didn't get, oh, you're the bottom. We were always seen as an equal. That's why the Greeks didn't like the Egyptians. There's a woman, I gotta find that lady. She was on a Netflix documentary, and she is an educator in schools, and she teach about history. Egyptian women and men were looked at as hate because Greece women had to shut up and bow down to their men. The women who were Egyptian sub-Saharan Africans did not. They can have money. They can be rich. They can sit with the men and drink. They all of that y'all hear that, oh, that's something. No, that's part of our culture. Always. All Africans. Always. Always. But we know who couldn't. Go look it up. It's right in your face. It'll tell you. Go look it up. I promise you, you look it up, your mouth gonna drop. The essaying thing did not come into fruition. Oh, yeah. Who did it? Who hated the Egyptians? Who did it? We got to start going deeper than that, man. I'm trying to tell you, I forgot. They were part of the problem too. We got to go deep. This hierarchy, they took those books out for a reason because they don't want y'all to know the facts of what it really was. That is part of the history. You got to start looking for yourself. Stop being blindsided. The conversation with men and women are against women are dead. The conversation with now and where we are now about, oh, when we gotta pick on it, that's dead. Every separate LGBTQ, I need y'all to separate yourselves from people like that. Just time to separate yourself. Women, separate yourself. Men, and shout out to the black men, because the black men be like, no, they separating themselves. Separate yourself. Let me tell you something. Where we at now is the conversations should be a barrier. We need to start talking about people coming into our community. We need to start talking about what to do in our community. We need to start sitting here having conversations with our children. We got to have those discussions now. All of that other stuff is gone. That was past now. That we got to push that back now because where we are now, jobs. How many of us teenagers want to work and can't work because it's hard to get a job? How many times have we been, hello? It's time to have real conversations. Why we keep having this dull conversation? It's time to get honest. Why we keep going back and forth with this? I'm not, where are we going with it? It's a train that just never stops. Where are we going with this? We gotta move on now. If you don't like black women, that's your preference. Cool. You don't like black men, that's your preference. Cool. But don't do stuff to hurt the black community just to feel because you felt betrayed. It's time to heal that and move on because trust me, you might get worse betrayal. That's what we're looking at now. Okay? Trust. I think we got to move forward. Conversations are dead. LGBTQ, if y'all and I want to say to the LGBTQ, y'all have been standing up Y'all not standing up and saying, "Hey, I'm an LGBTQ." There are trans that saying, "Listen, I don't agree with Sydney Star what she did. I don't like that." And me, I'm hearing people say, as a trans, I don't like that. That is so disgusting. We get enough rep. I don't like that. Even there are some gays that are not agreeing with Saucy. I don't like that. They're standing, no, that's not okay. And I appreciate that from y'all because y'all not quiet. Y'all are saying, "Hey, I don't like this. I don't agree with this." And shout out to the ones who speak on the history of things and knowing how things align. And hey, no, you really tripping. I feel like Sydney Starr being a predator, especially what she did to Chingy. And I also, if we, and I'm gonna, when I get my laptop, we gonna break it down. We gonna go into how she kept running up, stalking on Natalie Nunn, stalking on LaMel and on Zeus to get on camera, sitting here with everybody else. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. It had now looking back, Sydney got some issues, and I hope Sydney start get her some help in jail. I really do. Now looking back, it was validation. She wanted validation from something. I really believe Sydney Starr had some things going on with her. She wanted to be famous so bad that she broke herself into the industry by saying she was messing with Chingy and messed up that man, preyed on Chingy and messed up that man's whole career. We gotta be honest. That was fucked up. Sydney Star always been problematic. We're gonna get into the girls that she done fell out with that even said she was problematic. Yeah. Why y'all think majority of them ain't take pictures? Yes. We gonna get into that. Yes. Yes. People gotta do that. Yes. I'm going down the rabbit hole. Cause I remember some of the fallout with some of the girls. And let me drink my juice. That's all I'm gonna say. We gonna get into it. Um, it's just I think we need to normalize that there are pedos out here. Um, there are some people who would prey on people. We gotta normalize that. Dating sucks. Absolutely. Okay. No matter if you gay or straight, it sucks. So we have to be, I mean, it's a lot to be honest about. I think a lot of people tend to turn to social media and not laying on the lady couch where they should be. A therapist will make way more money if people go get the help they need. Trust me, it's okay. That's what they have better help for. Like, I'm not being funny. I'm dead ass. Like, you so many. Let me tell you something. I didn't know I held on to so much trauma until I talked to my therapist. I didn't know because I don't talk about it. When you walk around and don't talk about it, it's a problem. I held on to a lot of trauma. I was almost a victim of SA one point in my life, but I just no, hell no. I think that's where my fighting came from. Where I want to fight everybody, and now I realize that that's not okay. And to the people I beat up along the way, you tried me first, but I'm sorry. Damn, I had beat up a lot of people. I got tired of people trying me. Yeah. Yeah, get some help. Trust me. Get some help. I'm learning. I'm a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. Thank God for that. I'm a work in progress. To the people I've charged at and was finna tear their ass up, I apologize. But I just want to say, please don't try me ever again in life. Please don't play with my intelligence. Okay? Listen, Donna, I had to go back and think about it. I have to apologize. Now that I have talked to, I have a therapist now. I've learned where my blackouts come from. Fight or flight. Fight or flight, Fight or flight. I had to fight. I couldn't fly it. I mean, shoot, we just gonna tussle right here. Man, goodness. Cousins used to tell me, why you gotta fight so much? I'm tired of them playing with my intelligence. I just don't like nobody playing like I'm dumb. Yeah, yeah, I do. That's what I don't like. Like, oh, the gas that just grinds my. Please, like, don't make me mad. It's the two. Here's the things I don't like: the acting dumb, the lying, and then acting like you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I cannot stand that. You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking. Like, please don't piss me off. You know what I'm saying? I can see if we just have a conversation, be like, wait a minute, what happened? What you talking about? Like that. But when we have a discussion, you know what you did, and then you act like you don't know what you did, and then you gotta go, I didn't do that. I would never, I would sock you in your shit for lying. Why would you play with me like that? What do you mean? I don't. And that's when I know now. I don't even say nothing. When I don't say nothing, I laugh and don't say nothing, and I get up and walk away. Ain't shit else to talk about ever in life. I wish you well. I wish you well. That's where I'm at now. And a lot of people be like, I ain't heard from her. Why she ain't talking to me? I wish you well. Enjoy your life, babe. A lot of people tell you like, yeah, enjoy your life. Enjoy it. I don't care. Oh, how sad. Enjoy it. That's just how I be. Like, when I cut, I cut. I don't ain't no further discussion. But yeah, let me end this live. I'm finna go see what that girl talking about over there. But like I say, just separate yourself. Save your mental. Um, that's another thing to do. Just save your mental. Yeah, yeah, I don't even fight no more. Cut off. Block. I don't care who it is, family, what and then being a victim and you know what you did, we ain't gotta talk. I wish you well. Mm-mm. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm may all the grateful blessings of the Lord fall upon you because I don't want to talk to you. Well, we can be no, you can go talk to Jesus. I'm good. Um, I'll be telling people to do anything like that to me, you better get your knees better be ashy as the second coming of Christ, because I'm not budging. Really, Donna? Sometimes it have to be that way, and it's hurtful, yeah, but it has to. It I be telling them they want to talk to me again. They better talk to Jesus first, and they better be praying really, really hard for him to work on my heart. Cause Jesus know I'll be stubborn when it comes to it. I'll listen, but I might not respond. It's like the walls come up. We have electronic, the little electric barbed wires, a couple of German shepherds, pit bulls, along with other waters with sharks and alligators together. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. You jump in, you might, it's a lot. I just, that's it. I'm moving on. But I'm going to end this live. I'll be back. I'm going to go watch the live. I'm going to do a poll first. And if anybody want us to still talk about old girl, or we just have it as a topic of discussion, we can do that. I'll watch the live and we'll get more into it with the apology. But if y'all want to wait on that, we can. I'm okay with that. But I really do want to watch it with y'all because that's how we do stuff. Um, but don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I just wanted to have this little conversation. Like I say, I think it's time for us to separate ourselves with certain things. Ladies, you don't need any pick me friends around, because male centered pick me friends are always gonna look at you and make you look like the bad friend. Men, you don't need men that are around you, you know what I'm saying, that are not that be disrespectful and stuff like that. The women that you don't like it, time to separate yourself. We're in a time in the season of separation, and it's okay. It's okay. That protects your mental health, your mental well-being, you know yourself to be at peace, because right now so much going on to where our minds are filled with this stuff. It's filled with it. And I just wanted to do this to say, and I'm gonna say this before I leave. Please, let's stop tying just because people are homosexuals, okay? All right? Let's stop tying SA suspects into that. It's not just that. Okay? Let's be mindful that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Um, like I say, you can be gay, straight, you could be in the church, you could be a doctor, you could be a y'all gotta come on now. We people walk among us. They walk among us, okay? Don't forget, excuse me, don't forget, God darn that juice. My bad, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you guys was like, yeah, I don't like this topic, it's okay. We have other topics that we could talk about, that we can have information on. It's okay. If it's a little too deep, it's okay. You don't gotta watch. You can go on to my next live. Okay? It's okay. If it's too much, I understand. But yeah, I'll be back. hmm I'll be back. I gotta talk about something. I'm not gonna now listen. The live tonight is not gonna be that long. I keep saying that, but it might be. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. Cause I talked about it a little bit in this slide, but we really have to talk. We really got to get to the bottom of it. We do, y'all. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna do a poll about live, and I'll be back. I see y'all in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Bye, y'all.